I was actually coaching professionally before I got my master's, and honestly, if I could do it again, I wouldn't bother. There's a blind spot holding nearly every coach back from real speed gains, and it has nothing to do with drilling harder. I kept seeing it ruin progress until I learned the secret. Speed only works when physical training connects with technical and tactical demands. So I'm going to show you what everyone's missing and how to finally start treating speed like a process with results that last. The misconception chasing drills is ignoring transfer. Have you ever started at your program and wondered, does this even work? How am I even going to know if it? You spend hours debating which exercise to choose, or worse, grab a flashy drill off of social media and plug it into your athlete's routine. That's what I call falling into the trap of drill chasing. It's a bit like having a sneaky rodent in your house. If you just throw random bait everywhere, you'll never catch it. You need the right trap in the right place with the right bait. The same goes for your training. You need the right principles to catch real results. The big mistake? Swapping out what actually works for what just looks entertaining. To avoid this, you need to know 3 key training principles. The first one is dynamic correspondence. Are your drills actually getting your athletes to move and produce force in the same way they need to on the field? Transfer logic. Does this drill directly help you reach your real goal, or is it just for show? And lastly, ecological design. Are you setting up your drills so they mimic real game situations, making the training truly stick? Now that you know these, I'll show you how to put them all together using the PTT acronym so you can build programs that actually work and not just look good. The missing link, physical, technical and tactical integration, is a lack of continuity between speed and the sport itself. Use the acronym PTT to build speed for sport. Did you ever sit in a university lecture and think none of this applies to team sports? Well, you're not alone. I was actually coaching professionally before I got my master's, and honestly, if I could do it again, I wouldn't bother. Most of what was taught was based on individual sports and Olympic events, not even field sports. It's like walking into an Italian restaurant and asking for Chinese food. You just won't get what you need. As we discussed before, building great team sport athletes means blending 3 key principles, not just focusing on one. That's where my go-to acronym comes in, PTT. It stands for physical, technical, tactical. It's not flashy, but it works. And I use it for every session and drill I design. Because coaching team sport athletes is like inventing a new language of training. Think about how mixed martial arts evolved, from separate disciplines fighting each other to athletes who blend everything together. We need to do the same with team sport athletes. Have you ever wondered how to design a training drill that actually makes you better in real games, not just during the gym or during practice? That's where the PTT framework comes in, and it's super easy to use. Even if you're just starting, think of the PTT like building a perfect sandwich. If you only use the bread, physical training, you'll go hungry. You need the filling, technical and tactical, to make it complete. PTT makes sure your training sandwich has all the right layers so you get the results that actually show up on the field. Here's how to use it step by step. Step 1. Start with the tactical situation, the why. Ask yourself, what's a real game moment where you need to perform? For example, in rugby, it could be sprinting off the defensive line to stop an opponent. Step 2, identify the technical skills, the how. What's the specific action or movement you need in that movement? That may be exploding off the line quickly or staying low. Step 3, choose the physical quality, the what. What physical ability helps you do that skill better? Here's the powerful exploding legs for a fast acceleration, for example. Now that you've put that all together in your drill, set up a line of cones. On your signal, players explode off the line, physical, focus on their start technique, technical, and race to tag an attacker, tactical. This way, every drill is directly linked to what you need to do in a real game. No more random exercises or drills that look good but don't actually help. you win. And here's a pro tip. Whenever you create a new drill, just ask, what's the game movement? The tactical, what's the key skill? The technical, and what's the physical quality? Physical. If you've got all three, you're building a complete athlete. That's what the PTT framework is: simple, powerful, and designed to help you get real results on the field. And now that you know the PTT acronym, I'll show you exactly what that looks like in a real training session. Now that you understand to develop speed that actually transfers to the game, let's look at how the system shifts as you progress. Remember, speed is a process, not just a product you get overnight. So when I use the PTT framework, I also combine it with a simple process called learn, load, and execute. And here's how this works. Learn. You start by practicing the skill in a controlled low pressure environment. You get the basics right. Load. Next, add some resistance or a challenge like a sled or a resistance band to make the movement stronger and more powerful. You're stressing it. Execute. Finally, put the skill into a live or reactive scenario so you can use it at game speed and under real pressure. Remember, that's the most important bit. So let me show you how this works using rugby and using the action of bursting onto a ball and making a pass. So part one, the learn. Practice a 5-meter sprint into a pass, throw, or carry. No pressure, just focused on the basics. Then part two, load. Add a light resistance band or a sled and repeat the drill to build specific power whilst holding the implement. Simple. Part three, set up a 1v1 to execute the scenario where you burst into space and then pass it to a moving target. It's just like a real game. Imagine getting in that 1v1 situation, breaking on the outside and putting that pass away to finish. Because here, physically, you're working on explosive acceleration. Tactically, you're practicing making the right play at high speed. And the result, you're not just faster, you're making faster, smarter plays that actually show up in matches. And this is just one way to use the system in rugby, but you can adapt it to any sport or any skill. The key is to move from learning to loading to executing, so your training always transfers to the game. You now know how to fix your transfer issues. Let's take you right back to the beginning and make sure you know how to use simple speed times to build programs that waste no time improving your athlete's speed. So watch the next video and I'll show you how you can use a stopwatch like you won't believe.